In today's Health Watch, we've all heard that laughter is the best medicine, and it turns out that might actually be scientifically true. Studies show that laughter is associated with reducing stress hormone levels, and it may improve your cardiovascular health. Here to dig into all of that a bit more is Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Jon LaPook and special guest, comedy writer Alan Zweibel, who, among other accomplishments, was an original writer on a little show you might have heard of. It's called Saturday Night Live. Alan, was I in the ballpark of the name pronunciation?
You got about 5 of the letters right.
5 of the letters right.
7 in the name, but so good going.
All right.
Zweibel.
Zweibel.
The emphasis on the bell.
Dr. LaPook, what are the health benefits of laughing?
Well, you know, bottom line, it just makes you feel better. I've done a deep dive on the science of it, and I mean, it can help your immune system, your cardiovascular system, it lowers stress hormones, and interestingly enough, it can actually decrease pain. And it looks like it increases endorphins in the brain when you have a big belly laugh. And there was a writer and a journalist named Norman Cousins who in the 70s unfortunately had a very painful illness where he had pain in his joints and his connective tissue. And he found that watching tapes of Candid Camera and the Marx Brothers and just having a big laugh relieved his pain for a couple of hours. So I thought, let's do a segment, I thought, about laughter. And I thought immediately of my good friend and hilariously funny person, Alan Zweibel.
Zweibel,
who was, Zweibel's a ringing, and he was an original writer on Saturday Night Live. In the days of Belushi and Aykroyd and Gilda Radner. He was a writer there from 75 to 80. And the reason why I thought of him was that Gilda Radner, sadly, of course, got ovarian cancer in the 80s. And a very interesting thing happened when she picked up the phone and called Alan.
When Gilda called me, I was out in LA. I was doing a show that I created called It's Gary Shandling Show. And I said, how you doing? And she said, listen, I got some news. I have ovarian cancer. Now, she's 39, I'm 36 at the time, and this was, who expected this? And I said, what should I do? And she said, make me laugh. And that became my role in my friend's life while she was going through this. Shandling and I did a show every week. We sent her a tape as like a Hallmark card. I'd call her on the phone, tell her jokes, and that was my role. And as a matter of fact, her last television appearance was on that show, and we were walking along, and I said to her, you ready to come on the show? And she got cold feet for a second, and she said, you know something? I haven't been on TV in 7 years. I don't look the same as I did. I'm afraid that when I walk through the door, the audience isn't gonna know who I am. And just as I was about to say to her, don't be silly, she says, but you know something? I have to come on your show. My comedy is the only weapon I have against this thing. And she said, can you help me make cancer funny?
Wow.
And I have to tell you, you know, she did a one-woman show at the Winter Garden in 1979, okay? And I was there. And we're talking about the communal value of laughter. Surprise was under our seats towards the end, or at the end, she says, look under your seats. And she has the lyrics to The Way We Were. And I want you to listen to this moment that happened.
Now please, refer to your song sheets, everybody. So it's the laughter.
She might have a better voice than Gayle, and I think about it.
Oh my God. Anyway, it's, you know, you talk about the communal value of laughing. And she's talked about, you know, so it's the laughter we will remember when we remember the way we were. My father-in-law, as you know, was Norman Lear. And he used to say that he'd go in the back of a taping of All in the Family or a show like that. And it was almost a spiritual moment and a moment of laugh. The entire audience would pitch forward in unison and then come back. And it was this communal value.
Absolutely. Look, during COVID, when we stayed home on our own couches and watched comedies, and who laughed by themselves? You go to a theater, you're with other people, and we all share the same emotions.
There's nothing like laughing together in a theater. I mean, I can only imagine that has even a larger healing power. Thank you both so much, Dr. LaPook.
For your medicine and your medicine.
Yes.
Happy to help.
Here's to the big belly laugh, which definitely adds time to your life.
That's right. We'll be right back.